Welcome back, Aggies. I'm Professor Sterling Bohm, Professor of Marketing and Director of the Huntsman Pro Sales Program. I'm honored today to have my friends from GoHealth joining our Who's Hiring Aggies. I'm going to first introduce Paul Parry. Paul Parry is the Director of Medicare Sales and the Medicare organization of GoHealth here in Utah. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We also have Bart Purser, who is over talent acquisition for GoHealth, also here in Utah. We're excited that Bart, you're able to join us. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us, Sterling.
I'll start with you, Paul. Tell us a little bit about your journey, your career, kind of how you ended up at GoHealth.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. From a very high level perspective, I spent 20 years in retail, moved all over the country. 7 years ago, decided it was time to move my family back home to Utah. That's where we're from. Let my kids meet their grandparents and cousins. The time I tried my own business in life insurance, did not work. I'm glad I tried it, learned a lot of things in the way. 6 years ago, I ended up applying for a job to sell Medicare, and I met some great people, and I fell in love with this business. This is just a business that was a calling to me rather than just a job. Very honestly, the onset, it had an hourly wage and I needed some income. We were a little bit hungry, wanted some food. So it's kind of where it started, and it just became a calling for me. I spent 3 years selling for another company. And in the summer of 2018, GoHealth opened their location in Utah. And the gentleman that interviewed me at this previous company opened our Utah location. And it took me 3 months, but I followed him down in a leadership role. And I have not looked back since. From a leadership perspective, I started as a team manager, worked to a program manager, and been a director almost a year. So I love GoHealth and what we do. I love that we can help people.
Thank you, Paul. And I got to learn a little bit about Paul, and has children that are Aggies and has spent some time here at Utah State. So thanks for your support of Utah State. Bart, tell us a little bit about your career and how you ended up at GoHealth.
So thanks for the introduction, Sterling. Been in inside sales for about 20 years. I was brought to GoHealth in March of 2020. Did a lot of research about GoHealth, and I really love their vision, how they love to help people. We truly are helping people with the Medicare demographic. My background being sales, recruiting was a new role for me, but I feel that I understand the process of getting talent on the phone to help grow our company. So been here since March 16th. Ironically, my first day at GoHealth was when the stay in place order was executed basically across the nation. So we transitioned everybody home to remote, and that is from basically the 3 sites we have in Chicago and in North Carolina. And from then we basically been virtual, and we had a great 2020.
That's fantastic. For our students that don't know anything about Medicare and GoHealth, could you give us a little bit of understanding of what is GoHealth and how does that fit into this landscape of health insurance?
Yeah, I'd be happy to walk you through that, Sterling. First off, I'll just tell you our overarching goal is to improve access to healthcare in America. So that is who we are and what we do. We started about 20 years ago out of a garage in Chicago with that as our goal. Basically 2 years ago, we opened in Utah with about 40 Medicare agents, and we've grown since then to exceed 550 agents in Utah last AEP, so in October of 2020. Medicare itself serves our clientele is typically 65 years of age or older, or they've been disabled for 24 months. You can also qualify that way. These folks, as a group of individuals, need the personal touch. They want the personal touch. And most of them, probably 80 to 90%, are financially, their life's very financially tight. They don't have a lot of extra money, so we can really make a huge impact and really impact these folks' lives. We don't just sell, we actually help these folks and improve their lives.
I love that, Paul. And this is something that really attracted me to GoHealth, and understanding about your organization is recognizing the opportunity to provide access to those that are, particularly vulnerable to, various issues related to healthcare inadequacies, and not having the coverage that they need, or having the knowledge and understanding of how to pursue healthcare benefits and healthcare services for their lives. So I appreciate it. Thank you for all you're doing in that area. Bart, maybe speak a little about the roles that you're recruiting, and kind of what is this role like? Obviously you mentioned inside sales, so maybe kind of walk us through what that role's like.
There's a couple roles we're looking for. One is an inside uh, sales agent or a senior benefit consultant. And coming in, we're looking for people that have grit, um, humble, need to be coachable. This is not a hard sale. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably a 4, because you have to listen to meet their needs. And you'll find often that we help customers, and they're going to get money back, and they're going to save money. I think we always revert back to our mission statement, and it's to improve access to healthcare in America. And when Clint Jones and Brandon Cruz started GoHealth in 2001, that was their goal. And we're known as the Expedia of healthcare, where you can go on our website, plug in the numbers, and it'll kick out your best plan. But you're not buying a pair of shoes online. I mean, people need help. They want to talk to a person that can genuinely help with their healthcare needs, and that's why this works. But back to the question as I divert, we're looking for people that are hardworking. This is a sale where you're on the phone. You're not cold calling people. You're on the phone. You're helping. Once you get off the phone, you have another call. It's a busy demographic. In the age of 65 and older in the U.S., 10,000 people a day turn 65 in the U.S. projected through 2050. So we have to be able to service them. So we're looking for people that has some sales acumen, that can connect well with people. I think what's important with this, when you're dealing with this demographic, there's a lot of trust issues. If they don't trust you, they don't want to listen. So that's really important. So just a great sales acumen, a good listener, and someone that this isn't a, I want to close you and get this big sale. It's truly about people that want to help people.
Let's dive a little bit more deeper into that, because I teach and preach here at the Huntsman School that people don't buy from only people they like; they buy from people that they trust, right? And how do you train, or how do you get your people to be trustworthy in that type of environment, right? Selling to those seniors or those that have had had a disability. How do you build that trust?
Sterling, I'll take that one. It starts honestly from the interview process. It moves into training. But during our training program, first off, we do obviously teach them about Medicare. Medicare is a very in-depth beast just in and of itself. So we've got to get them that knowledge first. But we actually walk them through what we call our sales process. Our sales process, it's actually a consultative sales approach. We're not high pressure sales. It's really, if you look at the consultative sales approach, it's about building that trust, finding our client or beneficiary's needs and what they're looking for. We then find the solution that meets their needs, not ours. We don't motivate our agents in any way to sell one plan over another. It's basically, there's a bonus for an enrollment period. And that lends itself to our agents finding what the client needs. And we focus on helping them and finding what they need. And that's the motivation. We just start, like I said, from day one.
That's fantastic. Thank you. You gave some insight in terms of how the early stages of this job are. And right, this is not a call center environment per se. This is really a career opportunity. So kind of talk about the advancement and how, they go from various roles within GoHealth.
I'll take that one as well. So if you start as a benefit consultant, we actually have a couple different career paths. There's a level 1, 2, and 3, and with that come a higher rate of pay. It's obviously based on performance to move up. If you stay in the sales realm and that's your focus, we also have what we call a Medicare Senior Account Executive, which is a salaried position. And at that point in time, you still get the bonus for your sales, as well as a residual on your book of business. So it's really intended to keep those folks that want to stay here, keep them here a long time. It's such a huge upside. The other career path is also leadership. With the growth we've experienced in Utah from 2018 to now, we are forever looking for new team managers. Team managers can become program managers can become directors. So really, our employees can pick what suits them best.
Sounds like there's a lot of exciting growth happening, a lot of opportunity individually for growth with GoHealth. And you both are, supporting and involved here in the Linden offices here in Utah, down in Utah County. To maybe speak in terms of the growth opportunities here in Utah and beyond. If students have an interest in obviously Utah County, it sounds like there's opportunities here, but if they have interest in other locations, what are the opportunities with GoHealth?
I'll take this one. That's a great question. I wanted to cover one thing. As we sell Medicare, you have to have your Utah health insurance license. We do the training to get their license and then take them through extensive sales training that is usually about 8 to 10 weeks. So they don't just come in and hop on the phone. We do take them through extensive training. But as far as the different sites, so we have 3 locations that actually have buildings. So Chicago, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and in Linden, Utah. We just broke ground on a new building in the summer that'll be done in 2022. But in light of COVID, a year ago, none of us knew that we'd be wearing a face mask to match our clothes, right? Everywhere we go. So, and we never thought in a million years you could sell Medicare from home, which things change very quickly. March 16th happens. We're at home selling Medicare. The numbers, Paul can attest that we were surprised that people are working from home and the numbers are good. I received an email and had a meeting the very 1st of April that we need to go into the Arizona market. So last year we went into Arizona, the Phoenix market, Dallas, Columbus, and Tampa, and we now have teams in those areas. Monday, I was just notified that we're opening up Atlanta, Nashville, and St. Louis, and 9 other cities to be named later. So we are expanding. The growth is amazing. So I don't know how many Aggie Nation people want to go to Nashville, but that is an opportunity now. So yeah, the growth is big. So a lot of opportunity.
What that signals, I think, for all of our students is that the national side of this, in terms of the opportunities, right? That we have a presence here in Utah, but this is much larger than just what is in Utah County, right? And so lots of career opportunities to grow with this organization and in this area, right? I often speak with students that have an interest in healthcare, but they don't realize this side of healthcare, right? The insurance side of healthcare, and how they can be a participant in the business of healthcare and helping individuals with their healthcare needs. And so this has been really amazing to be able to, for me to learn more about GoHealth in this industry. How can our students continue to have conversations with you? How can they reach out? How can they connect with GoHealth?
Well, what I can do is, being over talent acquisition, if my email is B for Bart and then purser@gohealth.com, if maybe you could put it, Sterling, in, under the recap. If you put in the subject line, Go Aggies or USU, we'll definitely set up an interview. That would be the best way I can have my team reach out. I think that would be a great way that even if you just want to learn a little bit more about the opportunity, we'll go in more detail as we screen candidates for those positions. But I think emailing me would be the best.
That'd be great. So attention Aggies, this is an opportunity, right? Then pay attention to the subject line, because that's going to help you get that interview and have that opportunity to visit with our representatives at GoHealth. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. And I appreciate your involvement here at the Utah State Huntsman School of Business.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thanks, Sterling.
Thank you.